What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Three Taverns Brewery, and they're out of Decatur, Georgia, and this is their Lord Grey. So they're calling this one an Earl Grey tea sour ale that comes in at 5% alcohol by volume, 5 IBUs at the time of review, and this can is approximately 4.5 months old. And I'm gonna give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Wes, for this beer. So huge thanks to Wes. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Wes hooked me up with. And this is where I typically say, I'm really excited to review this beer, which I am. 99% of the time I am excited to review a beer, but I'm more than excited, I'm intrigued by this one because an Earl Grey tea sour ale, yeah, sign me up. You don't see that too often. So they have a little bit of a spiel here on the back that we'll read. It says, another from our Sour Asylum series of lacto-fermented beers. Lord Grey offers up the flamboyance of the bergamot orange. Bright, balanced, and quintessentially British, the world's most famous tea adds strong, tangy, and zesty flavors of orange and lemon to this lighter-bodied sour ale. So I'm not like a huge, tea buff or anything. Like I do enjoy black tea and I do enjoy Earl Grey tea, but I'm pretty sure Earl Grey tea is flavored with the oil of the bergamot rind. I know that, and I also have seen like variations that I've bought before that have like lavender and whatnot in it, but I think just the base Earl Grey tea is the bergamot oil. But anyway, I'm really excited to see how this plays with the sour ale. Like the only time I ever really get tea in beer, like notes-wise, is like old American IPAs. Like I've had a zombie dust before that was like 5 months old that kind of just came off as black tea. It happens a lot with, I feel like, the hops when they start dying out in some of those. But like actual tea in beer, I may have had 1 or 2 in the past. I can't remember any off the top of the dome piece, but I'm really excited about this one. We'll see. And I've never heard of Three Taverns. I may have said Three's Taverns at the beginning, but whatever. You do what you do. It is the Three Taverns Brewery, not Three's Tavern, but I don't even know if I said that in the beginning, but I'm old, I forget. So yeah, this has this really nice bright yellow-orange color. It's probably going to look more orange on camera. In person, it has a beautiful mix. Almost looks like sunshine in glass. It does say unfiltered on the can. It's definitely unfiltered. It has a haze to it. Almost looks like a hazy IPA. Had about a finger of a bright white soap sudsy into creamy looking head that is starting to dissipate. It is a sour. You kind of expect that. But overall, it looks really nice. They also said use a TQ or a TECU, depending on how you say it. So I am always hashtag Team TQ. Shout out to another good friend of mine, a viewer of the channel, John. We are hashtag Team TQ, and they said to use one, and usually I don't. I just drink it in whatever glass I want, but I said let's do it. They recommend, let's do it. Anyway, nose. It smells like Earl Grey tea. You know what this smells like? Because I don't drink Earl Grey a lot. Like I just will buy like typical like black tea. And I like it with a little sugar and a little lemon sometimes just lemon. Growing up, my family used to drink it with milk, and I don't do that as much anymore. But this smells like somebody put like freshly squeezed lemon juice into my tea. Yeah, it's lemony, it's orange, but this is fucking wild. It smells like black tea. There's a little bit, like so I said, lavender. There's this like botanical, herbaceous kind of like almost flowery type of nose to it. There's underlying, like you can tell this is a sour ale. So there's a little bit more of like that lemon coming to the forefront, probably from the base beer as well. A little bit of like a slightly crackery malt thing going on. Dude. Yeah, I mean, it smells like Earl Grey tea. And I can't even say specifically in a beer. It just kind of smells like Earl Grey tea with like a dash of lemon juice in it. It smells fucking awesome. Yeah. I hope it's delicious. Let's get into it, everybody. Cheers, and thanks again, Wes. That is really refreshing. The beauty about this is I do get the base sour ale on the back. And I think it's working beautifully with the base, or with the Earl Grey tea. The base is working beautifully with the Earl Grey tea. It's just like, it's really nice. This is almost coming off too, to me, as like a goza. I don't know if there is any sea salt in here, but I'm definitely getting a salinity around the lips. Body this is like lower side of medium, higher side of light. It is 5%, and they do say It is, I think, lighter body sour ale. Yeah, I would say higher side of light, which is fine if that's what they're going for. They've kind of nailed that. It does make it super refreshing. The mouthfeel, it's really crisp. Has like a moderate carbonation. Very refreshing and pretty clean on the palate as well. Yeah, so body and mouthfeel really nice to taste. This is not overly complex. It's not like super simplistic, but there's things going on here that are just working for what I enjoy flavor-wise as far as like tea goes. I think this is extremely well done. First thing hits me at the front is I'm getting orange. I'm getting a little bit of lemon, but I'm getting more like a sweeter orange, a sweeter lemon. As it passes through, there's a little underlying, like again, crackery, maybe even doughy, like kind of malt sensation from the base beer. But then it dives right about halfway through the palate into like Earl Grey tea, a black tea. It's really nice to have that like herbaceous kind of feeling to it, right? As it finishes though, the lemon pops back up and I'm left with this like lemon juice tartness on the back of the palate. And this finishes semi-dry, no real bitterness to speak of, but it does have like a semi-dry to almost, I'd say between semi to full-on dry. It's not really sweet, but it does have a dry finish. It is incredibly refreshing. And it's like you're drinking Earl Grey tea, but there's a little bit more sweetness. Not like you put sugar in your tea, but like it just has a little bit more of like a sweetness and more depth of flavor. And on the back of the palate, like I said, this finishes firmly tart, again, from the base beer, for sure. And I think, again, that lemon kind of tartness is playing well with the Earl Grey, where you're getting that bergamot, like oil, orangey kind of feel to it. No alcohol to speak of. This is really good. And I know I look like I'm shocked, and I am. And the reason I'm shocked is because if you give me a 5% Earl Grey tea sour ale, again, I go into every review with, no, I don't say preconceived notions. Sometimes you have them. But when I review a beer, I review it on the merits of what I'm drinking. I try not to bring bias into it, although it doesn't matter what you're reviewing. Some people bring in bias, and that's just how it is. I mean, if I like sour ales and I review a sour beer, I'm going to like it more than someone reviewing a sour beer that doesn't like sour beers, right? That's just how it works. But I go into it with an open mind every single time I review a beer. But I did have a little bit of like a hesitation, and that's why I said I was intrigued. I didn't know how this would work, and this worked extremely well. I like this quite a bit. If this was local to me, this might be a beer that I buy a 6-pack of and throw in the fridge and grab one every once in a while when I want something that's low ABV, has nice tea qualities to it, but also is very refreshing. This would be perfect on a hot spring or summer day. Here, spring, still not hot today. Today, I think, was like 66 or 67. It's like the highest we've been in like 2 weeks. But anyway, this is really good. I'm so super surprised. Never heard of Three Taverns Craft Brewery. I just said Three Taverns. I messed up probably the name at the beginning. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? It is a Three Taverns Craft Brewery, and they're out of Decatur, Georgia. And this is pretty good. So rating on Lord Grey from Three Taverns. No issues giving this a high 4.25. I'm going to go 4.35. I did not think for a minute I would love this as much as I do. I don't know what I'd give it to get, what it'd need to get a higher grade, but a 4.35 out of 5 is a fantastic score, and this is a fantastic Earl Grey tea sour ale. Price and availability, I'm pretty sure that Wes said that the price point on this was $10.99 6-pack, so less than $2 a can all day, sons. All day, sons. And availability, I have no idea. Like I said, up until Wes sent me this beer mail, I had no idea Three Taverns existed. Now they're on my radar, and I'd love to try more from them. Obviously, they're probably a smaller brewery down in Georgia, so we'll probably never see them here. If we do, it'll be way down the line. But I just appreciate Wes introducing me to not only their brewery, but this beer, because I want to see more tea beers going forward, especially tea sours. I think they work extremely well. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about this one. 5%, yeah, it drinks like a 5%. This is so refreshing. Like, I want to be poolside when it's like 80 degrees outside and just be hammering these back. I can't anymore, but like I drink a couple of them and I'd be like, yeah, it's hitting the spot. Just so damn refreshing. So thanks again to Wes. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.